Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, the Super Friends.
All right, hold on. I got a fucking fixed rundown. I broke it. I fucking broke it. There we go. So we're gonna be talking about The Last Ronin.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, I gotta turn this music down a little bit. So, Mr. Rundown,
Yes, sir.
did you finish reading issue 1?
Yeah, I reread it.
And what did you think?
Oh man, it's a great story. The entire first issue is meant to. I'm adjusting my camera. Give me 1 second.
Nah, no worries. Commas, just so you know, man, sound commands are turned off, dude. Sound commands of VFX.
Yeah, I mean, I've read the entire series, but when me and Riot talked about doing the cast, we said we're going to break it down one issue at a time. So I did reread the first issue. Just actually about an hour ago, just to keep it fresh in my mind and everything. But the first issue was awesome as always. The entire first issue is meant to make you wonder who the Last Ronin is. The way the turtle is running through, pretty much he's on a beeline blitzing a dystopian New York City in the future.
Yes.
And he's on a suicide mission. He's got severe survivor's guilt. And he's pretty much hallucinating the entire time, talking to his other brothers the entire time, having conversations in his head, essentially.
Yes.
So obviously we're dealing with a very traumatized, elderly, I wouldn't say elderly, probably middle to old age Ninja Turtle.
And we're not gonna say who it is exactly yet.
Not yet. But there will be spoilers.
Yes,
just so you guys know.
Yeah, spoilers ahead for this first issue. I thought it was really cool. I think the whole concept behind it is rad. I have been not very well informed or well versed or whatever into TMN comics.
Mm-hmm.
So like, does this take place like after a certain storyline? Do you know?
No, it's very much a what if story. It's not like a canon storyline. It's very much a what if scenario. We're in the distant future of New York City. It's been taken over by the Foot Clan, not led by the Shredder, but Shredder's.
Meanwhile,
So when I did a bunch of stuff with my stream, I broke my audio a while back, and I had to add my mic and shit to my alerts. So I have to add the alerts to each one of these scenes. So hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Bear with me. Look, this is a podcast. It's real time. So of course there's gonna be some hiccups and shit. So give me 1 second. You're not gonna hear anything for a moment. All right, it's gonna be fucked. You know what we might do? We might just restart. I don't know. Fuck it. Let me fix this shit.
I'll hear me or no?
All right, that should be good. Give me 1 second. I gotta fix all this. Here we go. That's fixed. Look, I never said I was a professional, all right? All right, we should be good. We're good to go. All right, anyway, continue. Fucking fuck, where'd we leave off? I'm dumb.
So pretty much like what I was saying is that the story takes place in a what if future of New York City, which has been taken over by the Foot Clan.
Do they ever say what the year is?
No, and I think they keep it ambiguous on purpose. A lot of comics don't even ever really tell you what year it is. It's always very ambiguous because the way they do comic books, as you know. I mean, one instance, like if we're talking DC Comics, for instance, you know, you got Batman who's got like 4 versions of Robin, and no one else ages except for the Robins. So they keep time pretty ambiguous.
I like to joke around and say that Batman has, like, he's in those Jesus years, you know what I'm saying? Like his like his 30s and shit.
Right. And but yeah, so this is like, I would probably give, like, because I mean the Ninja Turtles are called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so they're usually around early to mid-teens in the comics and in the cartoons and whatever. I think the youngest of them being Michelangelo, like 14, and they're usually between the ages of 14 and 16. So if I had to guess, I would say this is roughly 20 to 30 years in the future, because this is a clearly middle age to entering old age Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. So
he got wrinkles on his face and everything.
Yeah. So okay, if you had to guess how old,
I would
30s, 40s.
I would probably put him in his late 40s, early 50s.
Right on. And the Ninja Turtles probably age very differently than what we do.
Well, they're mutants.
Yeah. Fuck. So I gotta pull up some. I want to try to find an image of the turtle in question, but it's gonna break you for some reason. Like it freezes you. I don't know why it does that. So just
because I'm not the main source. It's okay.
If you guys see Rundown freeze, it's because he is not the main source right now. But I want to kind of show you guys what the turtle looks like in question. Let me find a good image here, if I can find one. These are all toys and shit.
They're still good images.
Oh yeah,
it's what he looks like in the comic.
Yeah, and as you can see, the turtle in question has all his fucking swords and shit, the size from his brothers.
Yep.
But yeah, if you guys want to check out fucking what the turtle in question looks like, go fucking look it up, man.
And we will say who it is towards the later end. Obviously, most people have read at this point.
Yeah,
the storyline's not new. But
what's up, Razor? But yeah, when did this story come out?
I want to say 2021. Hold on, last road in release dates 2020. October 2020.
October 20. So yeah, fucking like 3 years ago now.
Yep.
Hold on here. New window. Nope, that is not what I fucking needed to do. Google changed. I don't like it.
I have not read the story Ronin comics. I have not. I've been meaning to. I've just never gotten around to it.
How the fuck do I blow the... Here we go. So yeah. That is the turtle in question.
Yep.
As you can see, oh shit, it's gonna break Rundown again.
Don't worry about it.
That's the turtle in question.
Yep.
And that's all his brother's fucking weapons. We're gonna get to who the turtle is. Yeah, I got it, Razor. All right. But yeah, fucking.
You know, and he's going through it. He's going through it because obviously. Like we said,
he's very traumatized, and like,
yep.
What Rundown said earlier about him going on this suicide mission, and he's having conversations with his brothers who are not fucking there. You know what I mean?
They're very much dead. They're
very dead, and it just shows you like how close the brothers had, and he even mentions a couple of times as he's going through this mission that. You know, he misses his brothers very much, but he misses his father too. So that goes to show you that fucking Splinter is gone as well.
Yeah, all of them are dead. He's the last surviving member of the team.
And he's on a revenge mission.
Yep, he's pretty much going after the grandson of Oroku Saki, aka the Shredder. Who
It really
is
did, Jin.
He's actually the one who's responsible for taking them down.
Yeah.
He took them down 10 years earlier. And they were like leading a resistance against the Foot Clan, which obviously failed.
And what's cool, so as he's making his way through, like to go like on through this mission, he's going through like different levels of.
Yeah.
Is it Manhattan? Or just all of New York?
I think it's at least Manhattan Island. I don't really know off the top of my head, but it's one of the islands of New York City for sure. It's completely walled off. It's broken off up into a tier system. Manhattan and Brooklyn. Thank you. And there's the lower level, the middle level, and then the upper level, which is where the leader of the Foot Clan lives. In his fortress.
And and you said he's the grandson of
he's
Shredder, right?
Son of Shredder, the son of Kurai.
So I thought was cool as he was going like I guess through these different levels. Like he gets, I think it's like the middle level, I guess, before he starts making his way to the highest level, which that's where that dude is. And like he goes through the sewers, and all the while he's talking to himself and to his brothers about how like that was their domain and stuff, like the sewers, like I think at one
turtle out of the, you can take the turtle out of the sewer, but you can't take the sewer out of the turtle. Is what he says.
But then when he goes through the manhole, an alarm goes off, which goes to show you that like homie is very paranoid about the sewers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean he's this Oroku, he's been fighting. He was fighting the turtles for a decade, so yeah, he's got security up the yin yang. The foot soldiers, the majority of the foot soldiers are all cybernetic at this point. They're pretty much the police force of the city.
Right, and there's one part when he starts fighting them, he's like calling them like robots and all this shit, and then at one point he like really starts messing them up, and he decapitates one of the robots, and you find out that they're not just robots; they're like cyborgs.
Yeah, they're more machine than man, but they are cyborgs. Yeah,
and one of his brothers, I think it was Donatello, maybe. You can take Riot out of the sewers, but you can't take the sewers out of Riot. You know what, commas? I'll attack you with love. Anyway, you know what? I'll decapitate you with my love sword. That sounded dirtier than I meant it.
Yo.
Anyway, so, fuck, what was I saying?
So you were pretty much talking about how, I think you wanted to talk about
how, So he decapitates the robot, and one of his brothers says, is there a human body in there? And I think he says something along the sides like, fucking...
They're not ninjas, they're sinjas.
Yeah.
Synthetic ninjas. But you kind of already teased that one of them is not, that this last Ronin is not Donatello.
Yeah.
So.
Oops, my bad.
Oops.
Now, okay, for those of you who haven't read the story, who do you guys think is the last Ronin? Who do you guys think?
Yeah, Jin, don't say anything.
Who do you think, commas? Donatello, Raphael, Mikey, or Leonardo? Who do you think it is?
Jin, you can't play. You've read this.
Yeah, you've read it. Commas, if you get this right, I'll give you a present.
Is it Iron Man?
Yes, it is absolutely Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
No, fuck that. It's Peter Parker.
Yep.
Anyway, so he gets up, he starts making his way up to the upper levels and stuff, and then his Foot Clans are like, not messaging, but like on like an intercom system saying, we have an intruder from the lower levels, blah 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 blah. And dude looks on the cameras and he sees that it's one of the turtles, and he's like, I thought I defeated all of you. How are you still alive? Blah 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 blah. And the turtle in question is like, I'm coming for you, basically, like a Judge Dredd moment.
And
You know what I'm
honestly, like,
saying?
the entire issue, when I first read this, the entire first issue, like the attitude and everything, you definitely like. There is gonna be a second spoiler of who it's not. But I thought it was Raphael.
Yeah, I thought it was Raph. I thought it was Raph.
My guess before it was even released that it was Raph. It was going to be Raph.
Yeah.
I know some people I talked to thought it was going to be Leo. I thought Leo would have been too obvious because he was the best of them fighting wise.
Yeah.
So for me, that would have been too obvious. But the whole attitude, the whole I'm going to run in face first. Like, I mean, he pulled off some ninja shit, but he was going in hard, not very ninja like.
Right.
And I thought for sure it was going to be Raphael.
I tell you this, they are making The Last Ronin with different turtles.
They
well,
are.
Like,
there's going to be a sequel series.
Really? So
there's
like
a sequel, and it has to do with the way the whole series ended. We'll get to that when we cover the last issue, though.
Yeah. Now I do remember because like I did previously listen to a podcast about this story instead of reading it because I'm trash. But I do remember like the way that all the turtles were taken out was very, very sad and shit, each one of them. And speaking of that, so this turtle, he starts making his way up, but then he starts getting overwhelmed, right? He starts getting his ass like handed to him.
Well, not so much until he gets to the base of the tower.
And there's like drones, right?
Yeah. The Mouser tech. It's
yeah.
Baxter tech. Yeah, Baxter Stockman's tech has lived on. And he runs into flying mousers and one giant mouser.
Yeah. And the one giant one, like he starts taking out the small ones and he's like saying what he's doing. So like the small ones, I think he said that he uses like an EMP.
Yeah, localized EMP to disable the small ones.
And then the big one comes out and I think he says that like brute force or something like that, but then it overwhelms him. And
it was too fast.
Yeah.
Everything went too fast. He went hard at the large mouser and he went too fast.
And it goes flying. Him and the fucking robot go flying through a window, and the whole time he's like, "No, not like this, not like this." And he's all like, "I knew this was gonna be a suicide mission, but not like this or whatever."
Yeah. And he fucking falls from the.
How tall do you think that tower is?
Oh, geez, it's probably. I'd say it's the size of a skyscraper. He wasn't at the top, but he was pretty high up.
Yeah, and he hits
the pavement.
Bad, but so much to the point that it like dents the pavement.
Yeah, and he's internal bleeding. He's coughing up blood and everything. But
yeah,
you know, a human being would have been dead, but he's a mutant turtle, so he's got a hard shell to begin with.
Yeah.
And
so then,
honestly, the way the Ninja Turtles aged, one could say they probably even got physically stronger. It does crack his shell. Yep. I mean, his strength levels at this point is probably somewhat superhuman.
Yeah, because as the turtles age, they get bigger and stronger, right?
Yeah. And that's kind of the example they've talked with on several different versions of them. Like when we see them, they're kids, so they're not even at full strength.
Yeah,
you know.
Which I guess now thinking about that, it makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
So then he gets up, and he basically ninja vanishes. You know what I mean? As the foot soldiers are like surrounding him, they're like, "Fuck, where'd he go?" You know. And
now,
then
there's one thing that we didn't cover getting to this point. During all of this, like just before he blitzes the tower, he steals a motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
He steals a motorcycle from a girl. And they don't tell you who it is until you hear the name Jones. And that means something, obviously.
Yes.
And she tracked him down and pretty much threw off the cyber ninjas on his tail, and she followed his blood trail into the sewers after he fell.
Oh, one thing I missed this, but it was one of my favorite parts. So as he's like backtracking a little bit, as he's making his way to the tower or whatever, he says that he needs to he should have brought a glider, you know?
Yeah.
And
one of the brothers had that in his head.
Yeah, well, one of the brothers says, "All right, Snake," meaning like Snake from fucking Escape from New York. Yeah,
Yep.
I thought that was really cool. I was like, that's a callback, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, you know,
for sure.
it's funny. I'm glad that you brought up the Jones. I didn't realize. So that's Casey Jones's daughter or granddaughter?
A daughter.
Daughter. Okay, so they distract the Foot while she tracks down the turtle, and he like makes his way through the sewer and stuff, and he's like all bummed out because like he didn't do what he wanted to do.
So yeah, he pretty much goes full traditional.
He lays out all their weapons. Yeah. He lays down all their weapons, and he carries a pouch on him that has, huh? It's a book because it's splinters.
Yep.
And inside this book are his brother's mask or whatever, domino mask.
He carries their masks with him at all times, including his own. There were 4 masks.
Yes.
You know, if you guys have noticed when reading it, he's wearing a black mask. He's wearing a black domino.
Didn't even fucking think. Okay, yeah, it's good. Yeah. And so he lays everything out in front of him, and he's talking about like, you know, like he's feeling like he's failed, you know. Yep. And he goes, like you said, straight up Japanese style.
Japanese style. He's seppuku.
He fucking busts out half of Leonardo. Yeah.
Yeah, Leonardo's sword broke during the fight with the Mouser.
He just had the one, right?
Yeah, he seems to only be carrying one version of each weapon.
Okay. Yeah. So then he grabs, I guess at this point it'd be like a fucking Tonto, and he's getting ready to take himself out, you know?
And he passes out from the blood loss.
Yeah, and as he's passing out, Casey Jones's fucking daughter shows up, and then
she's like, holy crap, it's a mutant turtle.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a hallucination, pretty much of him dreaming of his brothers and Splinter again.
Yeah, and they're all around him. He's younger, and to
him, it was probably him thinking he was dying. He was dreaming.
Yeah, and so there's like some dialogue between him and his brothers and stuff, and then all of a sudden, I almost called her Selena Kyle. Fucking not Vicky Vale. Fuck. April O'Neil.
There you go. An elderly April O'Neil. He wakes up to April taking care of him. So pretty much the Jones girl brings him home, and April's nursing him back to health.
Now, and she's living in the subterranean lair, right?
Yes, she is living in the old turtle lair. And Kama's asked, do you think the story harkens to the original violence of the first turtle stories? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
The original creators of the Turtles helped write this.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I
think it was Peter Eastman. Jin can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but one of them was definitely involved in the writing of this.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was Eastman. Okay, thank you. So pretty much and that's where you find out who it is, because she pretty much calls him by name, and it is, in fact, the least likely turtle that anyone would think would survive. All the other 3 being killed, and it's Michelangelo.
It's fucking Mikey, man, and it makes sense because he's the youngest of the turtles, right?
Yes, it's just the old school stuff. He's usually the youngest, depicted around 13 or 14.
And it's just so sad because he lost all his brothers, he lost his dad. It's fucking Mikey, man, and he's out for blood. You know what I mean?
He's definitely suffering from some PTSD. Survivor's guilt, to the point of mania, because obviously he's hallucinating, talking to his other brothers. He's essentially haunted by the other 3.
Yeah.
He didn't see them all go out, he was the last to survive, and it fucked him up.
Then it goes to April.
Yep.
She goes to bed, I guess, or whatever, and then
you're moving into issue 2 at this point. I know you wanted to cover.
Oh fuck! Yeah. Fuck.
You're moving into issue 2.
Yeah, because I started it. How did it just end with Mikey?
It ended with the reveal. It ended with the reveal of him waking up, and her calling him Michelangelo.
I'm gonna see if I can pull that up again, guys. Rundown is going to disappear for a second. Give me a moment.
I think Cobb is absolutely an interesting choice because he's always the jokester. So he had the most growing up to do, and yeah, it was a good choice. It wasn't the choice I thought it was going to be. It was definitely a good one though.
So there is Mikey, as you guys see. I really wish I could figure out how to fucking fix this. I'm gonna figure it out for the next show.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, there's Mikey all battered up and shit. She's like, and he's like, and I'm so, oh no, she's like, and I'm so relieved to see you awake. You really had me worried, mister. But who were you just talking to? Michelangelo, ? You know what I mean? So I thought
he was probably in a coma.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was out for days.
So do they, okay, I was about to ask, like, how long do you think he was, fucking out for or whatever? But yeah, that's the end of issue 1. It kind of leaves you on, like, a cliffhanger and shit. It would have been cool if they would have put to, like, a post-credit scene or whatever, like, next episode, like, some turtle shit. But anyway, the next episode...
I think the next one, we should probably cover 2 issues, though, so that way we're not dragging this out too long.
What is, trying to think of what the second issue is called. But if you guys have not read this, you should totally get it. I think it would be cool to get the single issues by themselves, as well as having the actual like hardback. The hardback it's really fucking pretty.
Yeah, for sure. I have it digitally. I want to get the hardback.
I'm gonna see. You know what's funny? Part of the so the issue 2 is called First to Fall.
First to Fall,
yeah.
So that's definitely going to cover the first of them that died.
Yeah.
So the pretty much from here towards the last issue, it's going to cover how the other 3 died, as well as Splinter, and what happened to April and Casey.
Yeah.
And we're going to see more of the daughter. And
reminds me a bit of Enzo Matrix growth and reboot. He was originally an innocent kid. The circumstances of life caused him to become jaded and cynical. Right on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's this story is probably. I'm not usually I like my comic books to have a little bit more hope in them and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy dark and gritty, as well.
You're a fucking Superman fan through
That's
and through.
That's right. I like hope in my comics, but
I like death and despair.
I was always a huge Ninja Turtle fan. When I was a kid, I loved the cartoons. But this is definitely classic, brought to the forefront of the future, because he even talks about all the death and chaos that has happened between the 2 families, as they call it. You know, between the Ninja Turtle family and the Foot Clan.
Yeah, because so Oroku Saki is the Shredder.
Yep. Right?
And then what was the master's name of Splinter?
Hamato Yoshi.
Yeah, so wasn't it basically Hamato Yoshi versus Oroku Saki?
Yeah,
and that the families.
Clan. It was the Hamato clan versus the Oroku clan.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's how it breaks down. If you want to get traditional sounding with the Japanese overtones.
Yeah. Well, right on, man. Next podcast, which will be next Thursday. Wait, are we? How do you want to do
it? If you want to do it bi-weekly, that's fine. If you want to do it next week, also fine. Although next week is the holidays, dude. We're hitting the holidays.
All right, so yeah, I guess the next, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after.
21st. I mean, we could do it next Thursday if you wanted. Up to you.
Yeah, either 21st or the 28th. Actually, no, not the 28th though, because Sanity's mom will be in town. I don't know. I'll keep you posted.
We'll do it next week.
But we will do issue 2 and 3.
Yeah, we'll do 2 and 3. So,
it's funny. It's funny that
I'll reread it.
It's funny that you said you got this digitally.
I don't have room for comics anymore.
Last night I saw that the Kindle subscription is pretty cheap, so I did that so I could use the Comixology. But now it makes me think, should I just get rid of the DC Universe app? Because doesn't Comixology have like every comic book?
It has everything. Yeah, it's pretty much an online Amazon comic book source.
Would it have that? Would it have everything from DC Universe?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Now I got to think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that was issue 1. I hope you guys enjoyed our little rants about it and shit. Sorry, it was kind of.
I'm sure this will come up through as we cover it. There is a video game coming out.
Yes.
The last Ronin.
Now, before we did this, I was thinking about telling you let's do it around the time when the game comes out. But what's the release date on that?
Dude, there's no release date right now. It's probably
so it's in the works.
Yeah, it's probably at least a year out.
Gotcha.
All we have is a very basic teaser for it.
Gotcha.
But that tells you it's going forward.
Yeah, yeah.
The gameplay for this game is based off of
Cheers,
God
Stroller.
of War.
Gotcha.
It's based off of God of War Valhalla. It's very much going to be that play style. So you know how Kratos changes weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
You played it. So you're going to be able to access all of the weapons, just like that.
I wonder if they're going to have like you know how he's got the boy or whatever. I wonder if there's going to be moments where you see his dead siblings.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be cutscenes with the siblings, but like they're not going to be
playable, I guess.
Playable. Yeah, no, they're not going to. This is going to be a first person, a solo action RPG.
Right on.
Yeah, just like God of War.
Right on. Well, guys, if you missed it, if you missed this episode, I will be uploading it to YouTube. I gotta get back on track with that shit. And those of you who are watching this from YouTube, if you guys are digging the content, hit the fucking subscribe button and leave some comments and stuff if you're digging this stuff.
Come check me out.
Yeah, fucking come check out. Sorry, man. I haven't done this in so long.
You're good.
Also, check out freaking Rundown. I always forget your fucking numbers. God damn it.
015.
015 on Twitch. He is also a fellow Baldy.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring lately, so a lot of Souls-like games have been happening recently on my channel.
How many times have you played that now?
I've got like 4 or 5 playthroughs on Elden Ring.
Yeah,
I've got 738 hours logged on Elden Ring.
Are you gonna be playing Lies of P?
Lies of
P.
I have it. I am going to be playing Lies of P too.
I've thought about playing it, but I think I would rage against the machine, man. That shit looks so tough.
I saw how you played Elden Ring, man. I don't know.
But doesn't it fucking play differently though? Lies of P.
It's considered a Souls-like game, so it's going to play very much like a Souls game.
Gotcha.
So just keep that in mind. I say try it, man, but it's going to play a lot like Dark Souls / Elden Ring.
Right. But guys, man, if you guys are digging it, leave some comments and stuff. Sub. Go check out Mr. Rundown on Twitch. He's a rad dude.
On Twitch. I am an orc VTuber.
For the fucking horde. Speaking of that, question. Wow. Would you be Alliance or Horde?
Me? Horde.
Right on.
Loktar Gar, my friend.
But yeah,
victory or death.
Either next Thursday or maybe close to the first of the year. We'll try to do it next Thursday.
Yeah, we'll try to do it next week.
We're going to get back to issues 2 and 3, guys. And yeah, we're going to figure out what the hell happens. And then probably after the first of the year, we'll get to the last. Unless I just power through the shit and then don't forget, I take notes or something. Then we're hammer out all of it. Because we could probably talk about the last. Wait, no, there's 4 issues after this one. We could maybe swing it. We could maybe swing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, this was Two Bald Dudes Comic Book Podcast, man. Follow me on Twitch. Follow Rundown on Twitch. Rundown, do you got anything else you want to plug?
My wife, Lumina Dragon, is also a streamer.
Hell yeah. I will also have those links in the descriptions and shit of this podcast. So yeah, guys, go check it out. I'm trying to get back into the whole podcast thing. I fell off the map there for a while for it. So But we're gonna get back into it, guys.
No worries, man. Sometimes we need to take a break. We need to reboot. We need to reset. We need to do what we got to do. Comments didn't know we were a couple, dude. We talk about being married all the time. Where are you sleeping? No, I love you, man. It's all good.
All right, Mr. Rundown, I am going to... guys, we're going to switch over to Arkham Origins. I kind of want to try to run through that this month since it's based in Christmas Eve. I'm going to see how it plays streaming and playing it on the PC at the same time. If it breaks and is shit, then I'm just going to switch over to some Final Fantasy. But Rundown, it's always a pleasure, my dude.
Very much enjoy doing this with you, my friend.
Absolutely, bro.
But yeah, whenever we can do it, we'll do it. And me and you, after we finish off Last Ronin, we'll talk about what we're going to cover next.
Yeah, man. All right, dude. I will catch you next time, man. If you want to hang out in the chat, that's all good. If you got shit to do, do it. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and just switch over to our normal broadcasting. I'm going to go ahead and mute and deafen Mr. Rundown.
Peace, everyone.
And ladies and gentlemen, that has been fucking Two Bald Dudes fucking comic book podcast.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, the Super Friends